broadcasting you live on YouTube. This is a sound check, everybody. Can you would you be so kind, everybody, and type in the chat if you can see my screen and hear my voice? OBS. Everybody, can you oh, maybe I need to, everybody, let me see, better? Can you see my screen, everybody, right now? Give me a second, everybody. Can you see my screen, hear my voice? Not working, right? Not working. Not working. Is it working, everybody? Not working, right? Everybody, can you see my screen and hear my voice? Would anybody be so kind and type in the chat? Looks like doesn't work, right? Yesterday we had the same problem. Okay, I'm gonna type in the chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Dismiss. Let's get out of this one, everybody. Let's see if it's going to work. Lucas, você consegue ver também ou você está só ouvindo? Eu estou olhando, I'm watching at the YouTube streaming, everybody, and it's not moving, right? It's not moving, right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, everybody, looks like it's just me that I'm not seeing the things. Okay, so let's move forward. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yanis, the captain, thank you very much. Okay, everybody, trading is a learnable skill when we learn in the correct way the three pillars. Pillar number 1, M, stands for the market. Pillar number 2 is the strategy, and pillar number 3 is the trader. Talking about the trader more in the Forex course 202, which is also called the Institutional Trader Development. Joy says I can, thank you very much. Okay, more about the trader in the advanced course, everybody. Remember, champion traders, what do champion traders say? Champion traders always say that I am not going to live and die on a trade by trade basis. And of course, this is a quote from Mark Douglas. And my 50 cents on the left: when the market scares you, don't be afraid to do the right thing. And this disclaimer, everybody, the webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes only. Give me a second, everybody. The boss is sending me, yes, like yesterday, you recorded 2 minutes and then screen there's voices there. It is the obvious that freezes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, boss. Okay, everybody, so this is not trading or investment advice. It's for educational purposes only. Either way, don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. For homeworks and questions, you have my Gmail contact and Skype contact, and you can follow me on TradingView. That being said, everybody, today is bringing all together. Okay, so we are going to open AUD USD, everybody. AUD USD. So today we are bringing together what? We are bringing together the basic module. Okay, today we're bringing together what? Market structure, highs and lows, trends, trend lines, and support, resistance, and pivot points. Okay, So we are trying to bring together all the knowledge. Okay, so we're getting out of the indicators. We are not there yet. Hopefully out, out, and the widget out, and the Fibonacci out, and Fibonacci out, everybody. Fibonacci out, right? Okay, Fibonacci is out. Bringing all together, so Fibonacci out, we don't need the Fibonacci's, we are not there yet. Hello Alex, how are you? Our captain, our boss Yanis is saying it is just the OBS screen freezing and continues to stream. Thank you very much. Bringing all together, everybody, here is the question. Bringing all together. Okay, what do you think, everybody? Long or short? Okay, long or short? From the weekly perspective, long or short, everybody? Should you be looking to buy AUD USD? Or should you be looking to, and remember there is no right or wrong, or should you be looking to sell AUD USD? Bringing all together. And next question, you know, is this at least in theory, right? Hello Dancy, how are you? Is this best, you know, best trade? Is this good trade? Talking about probabilistic thinking, everybody. Is this a best trade? Is this a good trade? Is this a more or less trade? Okay, and of course we are talking about probability. Okay, everybody, so let's make a poll. Type in the chat. Hello, my friend from China. I'm sorry I cannot read your name. Hello. Ni hao. Ni hao ma. Yes. Okay, everybody. So, long or short? AUD USD. Everybody type in the chat. Long or short? There is no right or wrong. You can go long, you can go short. And then we are going to try to understand is, if you say long, we are going to try to understand, is your long trade a best trade? Kind of, right? Is your long trade a good trade, or is your long trade a more or less trade? Talking about probabilities. If you say short the market, we are going to ask exactly the same questions. If your short trade a best trade, is your short trade a good trade? Is your short trade more or less trade? And again, we are talking about probabilities. Hedge fund trader Lucas, hedge fund trader Joey, hedge fund trader Alex, hedge fund trader Dancy, and hedge fund trader from China. Long or short? Right now. If you would like to make pips and money on a demo account first, and this is what you see on the AUD USD weekly chart, everybody, should you be looking to go long, meaning buy, or should you be looking to go short? And remember what we are going to do today. You are going to do exactly the same on all currency pairs and on all time frames. Hello, hedge fund trader Alexander, how are you? So everybody, long or short, type in the chat, and don't be afraid, we don't bite, we are here to learn. Okay? Yes, this is the mindset. Today is bringing all together the knowledge. We are trying to make sense. We learned about what is market structure, what is market wave. We learned about the highs and lows. we learned about how to determine the trend. We learned how to properly draw trend lines. And lastly, we learned about support, resistance, pivot points and how the market behaves. And today we are trying to bring all those things together and make a decision. Make sense, everybody? Lucas says buy on the weekly short-term trend. It's about more or less trade. Alex says I will look for short. So everybody, if this is your first time, please go back on Lucas Copy YouTube webinar page and start to watch lesson number 1, what is market structure. Hedge fund trader Lucas, why would you put a more or less trade? Make sense, everybody? It doesn't really matter long or short. If you say, well, it's more or less, why would you do this? Okay, so let's define something. So best, okay, best trade means probability, you know what, 80%, 82, 85% success. Okay, now a good trade, good. Somebody's asking why it's 80, why it's not 100. Answer, there is no 100% trades, everybody. Make sense? Good trade means what? About 60 to 75% probability, okay? And the more or less trade means, Lucas, 50-50, 50%, 50-50, 50% chance of success. Okay, everybody? When you say, well, I'm going to short the market, when you say, well, I'm going to short the market, and you say, well, this is the more or less means 50%. When you say, I'm going to short the market, and this is a good trade, you know, this is a 60 to 75 probability of success. If you say, well, this is a best trade, well, then you have 80 to 85, okay? Everybody, what I want you to learn today from me is that, number 1, there are no 100% trades. You always have risk, okay? And how you count probabilities, it's with the tools and indicators, okay? Other vocabulary with the convergences, the more reasons, okay? Somebody's asking, how do you know 80, 60, 50? The more reasons, okay? So how to estimate a probability? How to estimate a probability, okay? The more convergences, tools and indicators, okay? The more convergences you have, the higher the probability, okay? Convergences means reasons. Okay, everybody? Take a screenshot of this, type in the chat done. Take a picture, take a photo, take a screenshot. Alex says, I will look for short. Alexander says, I will go short. Our friend from China, short. Alex, I will wait for the break of the trend line and break of the low and then short. So, hedge fund trader Alexander, hedge fund trader Lucas says it's more or less. Okay, everybody? If you say more or less, everybody, more or less means 50%. Hedge fund trader Lucas, why would you enter a 50% trade? Makes sense, everybody? 50% trades are low quality trades, everybody, and those are the trades that once you have, you are going to make the first trade is a profitable trade, the second trade is a profitable trade, the third trade is a profitable trade, but then you are going to give it all back, right? How many can relate to this? Then you are going to give a great portion back to the market with your more or less trades. Stated in a with different vocabulary, everybody, more or less trades are the casino trades. Make sense? It's 50-50, it's the casino, it's the Las Vegas. Okay, so if you want your trading to improve, don't trade those ones. Type in the chat, everybody, does this make sense to you what I'm talking about, or is too philosophical? If you know that your trade is more or less, it's 50% chance of success, don't enter the market, don't trade for the sake of trading, make sense? Okay, a good trade 60-75, 80-80%. So, hedge fund trader Alex, shorting the market, do you think is this a best trade type of, or is this a good trade type of, or is this a more or less? Trader Alex, do you think that shorting the market is a best trade, is a good trade, or is a more or less trade? Our friend from China, I'm sorry I cannot read your name, do you think it's shorting the market is a best trade, is a good trade, or is a more or less trade? There is no right or wrong. Type in the chat what do you think. Dancy, what about you? Long or short in here? And what do you think? Is this a best trade? Is this a good trade? Or is this a more or less trade? And remember, everybody, AUD USD weekly chart is just an example. The thought process is going to be exactly the same on all currency pairs and all time frames. Okay, so bringing all together. Okay, bringing all together, bringing all together. Long or short, bringing all together. How can we do this? Okay, I'm going to put it up in here, okay? Long or short, the definition of the trade. Okay. Now, here we are going to do a rectangle and we are going to, okay, probability, equals to short. Most of you, everybody online are saying short, short, short. Okay. Lucas is saying the better probability on this pair is sell with the down monthly structure, but right now we don't have a down short trend on the weekly. So let's go step by step, right? Let's go step by step. Everybody type in the chat, is the market wave up or down? Market wave being the yellow line. Everybody, is the market wave, talking about direction, is the market wave up or down? Do we have a down market wave making lower lows, lower highs, or do we have an up market wave making higher highs, higher lows? And we are talking about the yellow line. And remember, this is the thinking process we are using so far, and you can draw your yellow line, you can draw your market wave on all currency pairs and all time frames. Every single time frame has its own market wave. Okay? The weekly it's like this, the daily might be different. The 15-minute chart might have a different market wave. The 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart might have a different market wave, but this is the weekly. So we want to short the market. Let's talk about, is this a best kind of trade? And there is best doesn't mean 100%. Is this a good trade or is this a more or less trade? Down, exactly. Okay, so we found one, right? The first one is talking about probability and the, okay, now direction equals to market wave equals to down. Okay, so we found the first one, market wave is down. Somebody saying, oh, the market wave is up. It's not up, everybody. Okay, please go back to Dukascopy YouTube webinar page and watch the recordings of the market wave 2 or 3 times. Okay, market wave, relevant high, rectangle, market wave, relevant low, relevant high, relevant low, market wave, relevant high, it's a lower high, market wave, relevant low, it's a lower low. Not a problem. Oh, I'm sorry, don't be sorry, we are here to learn. Market wave, relevant high, lower high, market wave, relevant low, it's a lower low, and lastly, market wave, relevant high, it's still a lower high. Everybody, do we agree on this? Do we agree that this high, it's lower than this high? Down wave, Dancy down, Alexander down, Alex down. Do we agree, everybody, that this high, this relevant high, is lower than this relevant high? Okay, not on YouTube, but somebody type on the other streaming platform, oh, the market wave is up. No, it's not. Pay attention, everybody. Okay, you must be very specific. Zoom in the chart if it's too difficult. The market wave is still making lower lows, lower highs. Okay, now talking about direction is down. Okay, now timing, right? Okay, timing. So directional timing. Okay, hopefully not too complicated. Okay, so is the market wave in an extension or retracement? Everybody, so we figured out we want to sell right now, bringing all together. We want to sell right now, and we identify that market wave is down. Talking about timing, directional timing, is our market wave in an extension or in a retracement? Everybody? So when the market is going to make lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, it's in an extension. When the market's making higher highs, higher lows, it's in a retracement. When the market's making lower lows, lower highs, it's in an extension. Okay? This is yes sir, this is going to increase or decrease our probability. Makes sense? As a professional trader, everybody, you want to make sense out of probabilities. Every single time a professional trader enters the market, you know, he is clear according to his or her strategy. More about the strategy in the future. He or her is clear, you know, okay, I'm in an extension, so I'm shorting the market, I'm in an extension, this is going to add to my probability. Down market wave, but I'm in a down retracement, this is going to lower my probability of the short trade. Makes sense? So we need to figure out, we want to short the market in here. We want to short the market in here. So talking about the market wave, the yellow line, are we in an extension or are we in a retracement? Type in the chat, everybody. What do you think? Are we in an extension or a retracement? Trader Alexander says in an extension. Anybody else? So if you are in a down market wave, everybody, right? If you have a down market wave and you are in an extension, this is going to have, so the trade is going to have a higher score. Makes sense? Talking about probabilities, you say, okay, the red line here, this is the yellow line from the market is down and I'm in an extension. Maybe it's a start of an extension or extension is moving forward, then this is going to increase the probability of my trade. Makes sense? Anybody else? Freedom, this is too much. If this is your first time with us, welcome, welcome. Please go back to Dukas Copy YouTube webinar page. Find the Forex course 101 and start to watch lesson number 1, what is market structure. Okay, everybody? Some of you are new, yes. Not a problem. Try to watch and learn a video per day and you are going to be in, right? So, somebody's asking, how do we know? We learned this, everybody. It's the change in the direction of the short-term trend. So, arrow, where is the arrow? Okay. So, extension, retracement, extension on the yellow market wave. Up in here, the market was making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Everybody, right? Agreed? Higher highs, higher lows, and then we learned how to draw trend lines, and then the market broke our uptrend line. Everybody, do we agree on this? That the market back in time, right? Back in time, we don't see the future. Back in time, the market was making higher highs, higher lows on the weekly chart, on the daily chart, on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart. And Netflix stock plummets, thank you very much. So, but then the market broke our uptrend line, right? Back in time, you don't see the future. And the market start making lower lows, lower highs. Everybody, do we agree on this? See, everybody, how it's interesting. Trader Alex says, no, we are in a retracement. Trader Alexander says we are in an extension. Trader Alex says we are in a retracement now. Okay, everybody? Now here is the kicker. You must learn how to understand the market, because somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. Make sense? In this sense, everybody, let's go step by step. Do we agree that the market was making, if this is the separation line, everybody, the demarcation line, do we agree that on the left side the market was making higher highs, higher lows, and then the market was making lower lows, lower highs? Do we agree on that? Type in the chat, yes, I agree, or type in the chat, no, I don't agree. Not a problem, we're here to talk. Do we agree, everybody, that the market is making higher highs, higher lows in here, and then broke the uptrend line and start making lower lows, lower highs? Okay? Now, this is what I want you to get. When the market scares you, don't be afraid to do the right thing. What is the right thing to do? follow the rules. Follow the rules, everybody. This is extremely important. You can accept what we are teaching you, you can reject what we are teaching you, but follow the rules. Make sense? The rules are clear. When the short-term trend is going to change, okay, when the short trend is going to change, then we are not in a retracement anymore, we are in an extension. Everybody, some of you are screaming right now and you are saying, oh, but it made a hard high. It doesn't matter. Traders, listen to me. This higher high related to this high, okay, it doesn't matter. This market is still in an extension. Make sense? Why? Why in an extension? I cannot get this, you know, why in an extension? Because this price action, it's relative to this high. And we have a lesson, everybody, about relevant highs and lows. This is the relevant high because the market broke the uptrend line and because the market started to make lower lows, lower highs. This is the confirmation that the extension started. Okay? Are we clear on this, everybody? It doesn't matter what is going to happen in the future until the market breaks this high. We are in an extension. Freedom, can you repeat please? Yes, sir. This is a relevant high, and don't bother, everybody, this is called spatial intelligence. Okay? Many times you are going to hear me, don't mix apples with bananas, don't mix apples with bananas. So those are the apples. The yellow line are the apples and the quadrants are the apples. Yellow line is the market wave, it's called structure, and it's making relevant highs and relevant lows, and those relevant highs and those relevant lows are lower lows and lower highs. Make sense? Those are the apples, and the last apple is the circle. So lower highs, lower lows, and this is the last lower high, the circle. Okay? And we are following the rules and the concepts. So this is the last relevant high. Okay, maybe I'm going to be too difficult to understand. Let's clone again quadrant here, right? So this is the last relevant high, and because now those are the apples, okay? Now here are the oranges, because the market broke the uptrend line, and because the market make lower lows, lower highs, those are the oranges. This is the relevant high. This is the apple. And somebody of you are screaming, oh, but it made a higher high. Sure, but this is an orange, it's not an apple. Make sense, everybody? Don't mix the two. This is a higher high compared to this high, yes sir, but this is not an apple. This higher high, it's not relevant. Yes, great, thank you very much. I'm trying my best to teach you, everybody. Okay, so hedge fund trader Dancy was correct, hedge fund trader Alexander was correct too. Directional timing, you know, bringing all together. We are in an extension. So we have one more, right? Talking about, oh, shorting the market. Is this a good trade? Is this a best trade, right? Okay, now trend lines. Trend lines, right? Trend lines. We learned about trend lines. Trend lines. So this is a high and this is the market. The market broke this trend line, this downtrend line, and talking about an uptrend line from the weekly. This is an uptrend line in here. and an aggressive more. This is an uptrend line in here, and an aggressive one. We learned about trend lines. A trend line is a tool that conforms the trend. Make sense, everybody? Trend lines are tools that conform the trend. If you draw trend lines like this, and if you push on the daily chart, just an example, you are going to see that you have an uptrend in here, but this uptrend was getting speed and it's making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So we have this orange trend line, and then the market increased the speed, still making higher highs, higher lows from the daily, still making higher highs, higher lows from the daily. Okay, green line. So you have this one too. And remember, we learned how to draw trend lines. You must not break tails or bodies. Okay, everybody? So you have those trend lines. We're going to go back on the weekly chart just for today. Come on, Windows 7. Lucas wants me to put Windows 10. I'm just joking, everybody. Okay, so those are the trend lines in here. And now the market broke the downtrend line and the market broke the uptrend line. So how are we standing with trend lines? Is the market long or short? What are the trend lines telling us? You know? So we are here and the market's up. Now let's use a simple vocabulary, okay, everybody? So trend lines equals to indecision, right? Trend lines are not helping us. Why trend lines are not helping us? Because the market was in a downtrend in here, right? But then the market broke the downtrend line, start to make higher highs, higher lows, but then this market also broke the aggressive uptrend line. So it's breaking the short-term downtrend line and it's breaking the... oh, but it's moving up. It doesn't... see, everybody? When you must get in the habit. Listen to me very carefully, because this is psychology now. When I'm telling you the market broke the downtrend line and the market broke the uptrend line and somebody just screamed, oh, but it's moving up. You are mixing again apples with bananas. Everybody, try to get out of the habit of mixing things. Trend line, it's an apple. The candle, it's a banana. Okay, don't mix the tools, don't mix the convergences. Make sense, traders? You need to address every tool, you need to address every indicator, okay? Specifically, don't mix the two. Are we clear, everybody? You know, don't mix apples and oranges. Oh yeah, because some of you, right, are complaining, oh, this is confusing. It's confusing because we are mixing apples with bananas. Make sense, everybody? It's totally normal, but we are trying to grow up as traders. We are mixing things in the beginning, you know. Me too, back in time, 20 years ago, I've done this too, you know. Oh, the market wave is down, but the trend line is up, and this candle is moving up, so it's long. I just mixed apples with watermelon, banana, tequila, right? Whatever might be the case. Don't mix. So trend lines are not helping us, it's indecision, right? Bringing all together, what about support, resistance, pivot points, everybody? So now we are talking about timing. We didn't learn candlestick formation yet, if I correct correctly. Talking about timing, okay. It's direction, timing direction equals to support, resistance, pivot points. Bringing all together we learned about, right? So we are here right now, everybody, and if I recall correctly, we didn't learn yet about candlestick formations, but we are seeing this in here, and sure enough, for the time being, we are seeing this in here. Okay, what is the solution? Until we learn candlestick formation, we can go on the daily chart and see what is happening. And if the daily chart is not enough, everybody, we can go on the 4-hour chart and try to understand what is happening. So this is on the 4-hour chart, everybody. Are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? On the 4-hour chart right now. Freedom, this is so difficult. Watch these webinars 2 or 3 times. Oh, you might be joking. I'm really not. Watch these webinars 2 or 3 times. Possibly 4 times. Repetition is how we learn, everybody. All the gurus, all the Bob Proctors, the Jim Rohns, the Anthony Robbins, Brian Tracy, and the other gurus are going to tell you repetition is how we learn. Beginner traders, you need repetition, repetition, repetition. Watch all the webinars 2 or 3 times. Right? Oh, but this is hard work. Well, if this would be that easy, everybody would be a billionaire by now. And still today, 2022, the drones are flying above your head, everybody. Still today in 2022, 90% of traders lose worldwide. China, Japan, Croatia, Alaska, Russia, Ukraine, New Zealand, Brazil, USA, Canada, Groenlandia, Greenland, how you say? 90% of traders lose worldwide. Make sense? And all the masters are going to tell you repetition, 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 repetition. Repetition is how we learn. Back to class for our chart. Are we in a downtrend or are we in an uptrend right now? We want to short the market. No, don't be shy, everybody. There is no right or wrong. Are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? Remember, one of the great lessons, one of the most important lessons is the lesson about relevant highs and lows. Make sense, everybody? Every specific time frame is going to have its own market wave. Okay? Oh, the market is moving up. You are mixing apples with bananas until the market breaks this high. On the 4-hour chart, we are in a downtrend. This is a retracement. Can I buy? You can do anything you want. You can go long, you can go short. According to your strategy, we are in a downtrend still. Okay? Hard highs, hard lows. Here, this is a down retracement. Make sense, everybody? So is this back to the weekly chart? Timing direction, back to the weekly chart. Is this going to increase our probability or is going to decrease our probability? So we have direction, market wave is down, we have direction timing, we are in an extension, market making lower lows or highs. This high is not relevant. And now talking about support, resistance, pivot points, everybody. If we shorted the market or if we want to short the market, is this a best trade? Is this a good trade? Or is this a more or less trade, shorting the market? What do you think? There is no right or wrong. Short term right now is up, yes sir. Everybody, some of you shorted the market, right? Some of you shorted, I know some of you shorted the market in here, right? You shorted the market in here and stop loss is above up in here. Here is the question. Is this a best trade? You shorted the market in here, everybody, a few days ago. You know, counter trendline break, you know, we didn't learn yet, bearish candle, stop loss above in here, you know, this candle reacted to the pivot point, is pushing down, okay, so you are in a trade. Is this a best trade? So you have an 80% chance that the market is going to fall down. Is this a good trade? You have a 60 to 75% chance of the market to push down. Or is this a more or less trade? You have a 50% the market to go up or down. What do you think, everybody? Let's make a poll. Type in the chat, what do you think? Is this a best trade? Is this a good trade? Or is this a more or less trade? And try not to mix apples with bananas. Make sense? The market, it must wave. This is nothing special. That's what I meant, short-term retracement. Yes, sir. Everybody, some of you shorted the market in here. Are you still confident? Is this a best trade? Is this a good trade? Or are you skeptical because the market is retracing right now? So you are thinking, oh, you know, yesterday it was okay, but today it's more or less trade. Type in the chat, what do you think? You need to be clear, everybody. Make sense? Golden nugget for you. If you understand from the convergences, from the reasons that it's a 50-50% rate, don't trade. Why would you enter? Make sense? Why would you work hard with the 50% probability? Okay? Somebody says, oh, but I'm still learning. You are building bad trading habits, everybody. And when you are building bad trading habits, we are going to have some challenging time in here. Okay? Lucas in here, Trader Lucas. Lucas is in the Institutional Trader Development Program. Lucas, tell everybody, are we talking more about the market? Are we talking about more the strategy? Or are we talking more about the trader and the habits? You know? And why we do what we do? You know? And how to solve the mystery of, I know what I should do, but for one strange reason I'm not doing it. Or I know what I should not do, and for one strange reason I am doing it. Alex says shorting the market, it's more or less. Okay, very good. Anybody else? I would say, everybody, because all of this, I would say this is a good trade. Make sense? This, in my opinion, this is a good trade. It's not more or less. Okay? We have a down market wave. We are in an extension, everybody. We are in extension. Sure enough, the market is reacting right now. This is how this market works. In my opinion, you know, this is a fairly good trade. 60% chance, 65%, 70% chance of winning, you know, in the sense the market must wave, right? So the market is going to retrace, but nonetheless, we're going to see in the future, right? In my humble opinion, this market, even though it's retracing, long term is not going to hit the stop loss. It's going to push down. But we're going to see in the future if FXFreedom knows what he's talking about, right? Lucas Chu is not the best. Very good. More or less not the best. Dancy, more or less too. We did not break medium term trend line and we made higher high on the short term. See everybody? Higher high on the short term, you know. Everybody, this is the weekly chart, right? We can go on the, let's go on the clone chart, monthly chart, right? Let's get rid of the text, possibly, out, text, out. Let's zoom in, let's out, you know, not relevant. This is the monthly chart, you know. Everybody, what is the monthly telling you? Right now, right? Right now, this is the monthly. Is the monthly telling you, oh, this market, right now, this market is going to push up and we are going to be stopped out, and this is a 50% trade, more or less trade? Or is the monthly telling you, well, we are going to push down, right? And somebody is screaming, what about the daily? The higher time frame controls price action and market direction. The traders from the daily chart, are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? Not sure about the low in here. Fair enough, not sure about this is a low, right? Everybody. But we can go further down on the line. We can go on the 4-hour chart, right? You know, who is going to win? This one is going to win? You know, this is one pattern. Or is this one going to win? Is the red one going to win or is the orange one going to win? Which one is going to win? How do we know? Well, we have concepts, we have rules. This is a probability environment, everybody. And the concepts are clear. 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10. Who is going to win 7 times out of 10? Some of you are together with me for a year and more. Who is going to win? This is a concept. Who is going to win 7 times out of 10? The red one or the orange one? Alex is saying, the last 3 lessons was very important for me for making entry. Watch it at least 5 times. Wow, congratulations, Alex. Believe me, you are going to move forward in life as a trader. Lucas, about psychology, the hardest part of becoming a trader. Everybody, if this is you, if you are trying to be a trader for 2 years, 3 years plus, 5 years, 7 years, okay, don't hesitate and ask for help. Ask for the Institutional Trader Development Program, okay? Retail traders, you don't have the knowledge, okay? No, I'm not judging you, it's not personal. Unless you worked in a hedge fund or a proprietary trading firm or an investment bank as a trader, you don't have the conscious and the knowledge how those traders operate, what tools they are using. Make sense? Institutional traders are not using the same tools as the retail trader. Make sense? On a simple scale, institutional traders, they understand that this is a business and they are using the business to related tools. Retail traders, we have no idea. You know, we think it's about the trend line and it's about the pivot. Well, those things are important. Yes, sir, those things are part of trading, but institutional traders are using different stuff. The red, right? Okay, everybody, our time is up. Hopefully you've learned anything. Everybody, did you learn anything today? Everybody, this is the thought process.